All right.
You're up.
Welcome, everyone, to a special edition of the Scrib and Gib podcast from, literally, Julianna's house, the gym. We got special guest, the volleyball coach for your Richmond Tigers, Julianna. On. How you doing, Julianna?
I am good. How are you guys doing?
Well, we are excellent. We got Gibby here, too. We can't forget about him. I watched him come up the steps. He's like an old man.
Oh, man, did he look old coming up.
Well,
That's right.
You guys didn't miss it. I mean, well, you missed it and you missed it at the volleyball game on Osceola. I was watching Gibby walk across, just chowing popcorn. Ball came right by him. He just looks at it.
Hey, that was a good show. You had to have popcorn for that one.
Oh, that was a great show. So, again, we got Julianna. We're going to talk a little volleyball. So, Julianna is the head coach for your Richmond Lady Tigers. We're here at the gym, like I said. We got the JV match going in front of us. It's a good second set here, 22-19. So we're going to try to talk to Julianna as she stares at the at the court, trying to coach at the same time, right, Julianna?
I'll try not to.
Well, let's talk about the season. So how's the season been so far for you, Lady Tigers?
It's been good. It's been good. We've had 2 tournaments so far. The Scout Sprawl to start the season, that went okay. I feel like it was really good learning lessons for us. We didn't necessarily place as well as I think that we should have. Or I think that our talent and skill shows. But we came out our first conference match, beat Rice Lake in 4, which was great. Obviously lost to them right away at the beginning of the season last year, so that was good. That was a good win. I think it got some confidence under their belts. And then went and beat Osceola, who, according to some of the parents, they have not beaten the last 6 years or more. So I think that was a good match for them as well, just to get some confidence. And yeah, they have tons of skill. I just need them to know that they do.
Yeah, that was a great game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was there along with Gibby, and Gibby, you kind of talked about that you had gone there and watched your nieces play and beat New Richmond every time, right?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody were to ask me, Juliana, when's the last time we beat Osceola in a game like that, I would have said close to 15 years.
Yeah.
I feel like every time we went up to watch our nieces and they started, all 3 of them, and they're all 2 years apart. I never saw us beat us one time, so that was a heck of a game, though.
Yeah,
that was
it was
our
good,
match,
exciting.
I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun. It's fun to see the excitement. I know last year we had you on the Scrib and Gib podcast. It was your first year. You talked about what you were bringing, right? The culture. So kind of talk about what you've seen so far in your second season with the culture shift. Gibby and I sit up here. We got to announce the first game. Very fortunate. It was fun against Rice Lake, but we noticed it. So what are you seeing from your Tigers and from the program side of things?
Yeah, I think the biggest shift this year is just ownership. I think that last year it was just kind of, as a new coach coming in, telling girls all of these things, you have to get them to believe you and to buy in. And that's not going to happen overnight. And I guess I didn't expect it to happen this early this season either. I expected it to take a really long time. And obviously we're not anywhere near to the fullest potential yet. But I would say that's the biggest thing this season that I've noticed is that there's a lot of girls that have stepped up and have taken the culture as their own. And we all know that great teams have great player leaders, right? It's not just the coaches. So I would say that has been our big shift this year, is that our captains have really stepped up, and just girls all through the program, all the way of seniors down to freshmen, they know what to expect now. They know the level of intensity that we expect them to practice at, that we expect them to play at, and I think that they've just really, really bought into that. So it's been awesome.
And we can rewind, Juliana, all the way back to the Summer League.
Yep.
I remember I made the last tournament there that you guys were in, and we were playing River Falls, I believe.
Yep.
And it was a game to go to the championship, I think.
Yep.
And I was sitting on the one end of the court, and the other end was River Falls. And one of the parents had walked in, and they were down there, and we were playing and all that. And I said, hey, why didn't you come down here and sit with us? He said, no, it's too much fun listening to the River Falls parents. When we first started, say, how did New Richmond get this good in 1 year? They literally could not believe the shift and how well we were playing.
Yeah, awesome. That's good.
And I think what I've seen, too, is kind of like we talked about, is that culture. You start getting kids to believe.
Mm-hmm.
And, as a coach, right, you're coming in, you're believing in your team, you're driving that down, you're pushing it down, but you're also trying to pull that belief out of the kids, right? And I think I'm a big sports guy, obviously, and same with Gibby here, and we see that. When you can get people to believe, there's a lot of things you can do, and it's fun to watch the girls. Even watching the girls down here, they're battling. They're up, they're losing, but they're battling. They're not giving up, and I think that is what's great to see is just the constant battling and not giving up. As you talked about the leadership that you're seeing out of your seniors, in juniors and everybody down, what is the one key thing that you think is the driving force behind that leadership, the seniors stepping up?
I guess, I don't know. I think that for a lot of them, like, I know that just the culture has just been really different, and it has to be a big change halfway through your high school career. So I feel like to them, it almost has to feel like they like started over. So I feel like this year is kind of this is all they got, you know? So I think that just wanting to reach their full potential and really seeing the underclassmen and what like talent and just potential that they have as well just really fuels them to try and just pull the best out of everybody. So I feel like obviously with it being their last season, just it's their last opportunity at the high school level to play the game that they love, and with all of their best friends. We're very fortunate. We have a team that really gets along well, and I don't know anybody that doesn't like anybody on the team, which it makes my job a lot easier in that aspect, especially with girls. But I think that it's really awesome for them too, just because it's their friends, it's the girls that they love. So it's easier to hold each other accountable and to pull each other up when it's people that you care about.
Yeah, I think that's how we operate on the Scrib and Gib podcast. Like, we are one big family. We just don't like Brinkman. and right, Moose?
There's a lot of us that carry a lot of us.
And that's why we booted him off tonight. We didn't want to deal with him. We pushed him all the way down to the soccer match tonight.
Yeah.
No, but I think that is a good point you brought up. Like, it's something different, right? It's halfway through their high school career.
Yeah.
Now you're a new coach. But what I've seen out here is just how everybody's come together.
Yeah.
And what I love to see now is you're starting to see the younger kids come and watch the games. I mean, you're starting to build a culture. We talk all the time about Reggie and the football program, how he's created something special and he continues to drive. He doesn't rebuild, he reloads.
Yeah.
What are you doing to help bring that same foster with the youth? How are you working with the youth?
Yeah. I mean, I think I've said this before, like the youth program it's going to be your ride or die for your program as a whole. If you don't have a good youth program, if you don't have just people that care and good people in place in your youth program, I think that's going to kill your high school program. So I think that our youth program has done a really good job just trying to get good coaches in. I mean, I personally coached a team, and I plan to keep doing that. I think that it's good. It gives the kids like a glimpse into your coaching style, so they kind of just get used to how you are as a coach, but it also shows them that you're not this big scary person that's off in the distance over here like, oh no, it's the head coach, right? Like, you get to build a personal relationship. So now the kids that are coming to watch the high schoolers, I've coached them. They run up to me and say hi, and it's good. I think that a head coach being involved in the youth program you have to have it. It's like a non-negotiable for me, for sure.
I love that. I totally agree. I know you got to get going. It's staff appreciation and stuff like that. So I got one final question, then Gibby, if you got one. As you're thinking about the season, the Big River season getting underway, our second match tonight, what are you seeing out of the Big Rivers, as we like to call it, the Cedar Lake race to the finish for the Big Rivers Conference? Who's the top dog to knock off?
Us.
There we go. I love it.
I love that.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, obviously I'm not out there playing, but I think that my girls have so much talent and heart, and I think that there's no reason that we can't win it. There's obviously, the Big Rivers is the top conference in the state, in my opinion, and it's always going to be competitive, and teams are always going to be good. There's a reason that the winner of that conference typically goes to state, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I have full confidence in them that they can compete with the best of the best. So.
No, I guess for me, I think that confidence Julianna raids through the team. There's no doubt about it. I think the big thing for me was being up here announcing, and this is when Hagman was with, and she was trying to coach me and limp me along, just try to teach me volleyball.
It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
He knew nothing.
But I asked like the most elementary questions. It was like volleyball 101 up here. But that was several years ago, 3-4 years ago, and just watching the team and I we would talk, Jen and I would like off camera about how close are we? What do we need to do? And she's like, holy moly, like where do we want me to start? You know. And for now, fast forward to watching the girls in the tournaments and now watching them against Rice Lake, I always felt like before, like we were always waiting for something to go wrong, right? It was like, hey, we're winning. We're up by like 3 or 4 or 5, right? Yep. And then it was like, then all of a sudden, like if there was any slight momentum shift at all, it was just like our girls, like you could just tell on their body language, like, oh, here it comes, just another loss. And so I felt that in that Rice Lake game, that was a huge thing for those girls to overcome that.
Yep.
And, man, I don't know if I've ever been more proud of a team in Osceola being down in the first set, I think 6, came back and won that one.
Yep.
Then we start off the second set. We're down 11-3. And I'm just like, well, let's see what we're made out of, right? And in the past, no doubt about it, we would have been down 11-3 and probably lost 25-5, right? Girls battle back, win that one, right? Then come back and win another nail biter in the third set. And I think that's just hats off to you and compliments to the program that you guys are building. And these girls are buying in, and they should buy in. And I'm super excited for the future of Richmond Volleyball. So we're all super thankful that you're here, Julianna, and the coaching staff that you're putting together.
So that
didn't sound like a question.
Yeah,
but good job. Sounded really
it
great.
wasn't really a
so
question.
Julianna waited over for this big question, and she just got, praised.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's all right.
That's
That's
what
way
it
better.
was. That's what it was.
All right, well, we know you got to get going. We'll talk some football without you, but we want to thank you for coming up on the spur of the moment and talk a little Richmond Volleyball. And good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And let's go get the second
let's go get it.
Thanks for having me.
big win in the conference.
Heck yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, now you move over a little bit there.
You don't like sitting that close to me, Scrib?
So Moose, I'm sitting here, and I'm watching you, and I could tell the exact same thing, like, where is this question going?
I was waiting.
I thought I was going to.
Gibby, you're really good at you love praising people, and it's a big strength of yours. And I'm sitting here like, is there a question at the end of this? Is there a question at the end of this?
I was wondering if he's going to go like, hey, do you think that was the best praise you've ever received?
Yeah, as I was saying all that, I was trying to develop this question in my head, and I was like, I don't think I really have one.
No,
that was just something.
We could tell.
And I just wanted, but being a part of this and being so close to this program for the last several years, Kiana coming up through it, as a parent, man, I just couldn't be more thankful.
Well, it's a fresher breath air, right?
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about it multiple times, and I always go back to the football, which is maybe a little bit unfair to all these other teams in town, but we've seen it in football. But at the end of the day, you just see the culture, right? And you see the belief.
Football draws the most people, so you hate to say it that way, but Reggie has created a program of culture that keeps kids coming back and coming back, and the bucket's always full. The bucket's always full. And I think Julianna is on her way. We have a lot of sports in this school that are on their way to doing that. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. So, all aside kidding there, you did praise her, but I think it was praise that was well deserved and earned, right? Like I just remember her coming in here last year. She just, me and Ritzer were like, gosh, she's got all the gym space locked up. Well, it's good, right? It's during the summer, and we're able to work it around, but it was also fun to see how many people were here.
Yeah.
How many actual kids were here for that. So it's really good to see, and I think we're starting to see the benefits sooner, like you said, than we thought.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And that's great, guys, right? I mean, we're getting people here, and that's what we want.
Well, and numbers is a big issue for most sports, and right now for the girls volleyball program, thankful for Julianna, that's not. I know that there was over 50, very close to 50 girls out in the freshman class throughout middle school and that. So, and I think those numbers are continuing throughout the middle school. So the numbers are there. I know if there's someone listening to this cast or someone listening to this cast that knows somebody that's a talented volleyball coach, I think Julianna's always looking for coaches. I know at the beginning of the year they were kind of scrambling towards the end to fill a couple spots, and I think she did amazing. But it is every sport. But again, if you're listening to this and you're out in the Richmond community or anywhere close and you want to get involved in the program,
I was just talking to a D1 player from River Falls who was back living in the area and played out in New York, and I actually talked to her if she wanted to coach or got into it. She's back first year, just not. She feels she's not ready, which that's fair, right? I mean, I think that's everybody. All right. We kind of talked about, we highlighted the volleyball, the tournament down in Black River Falls you're at. Julianna said, they played pretty well, got second. You were down there. Awesome game on Tuesday. That was fun to watch, Gibby.
That was one of the best games I've watched Tigers play. Yeah,
and the one thing I would say is they battled back, like you said, and what I liked is they never gave up, and you're starting to see that constant belief that they can win.
Mm-hmm.
And Julianna talked about it. You talked about it. It's really fun to see.
And for her to comment, too, and I felt the same way. Like, we played – now, again, obviously, we would be the biggest school, but, I mean, you look at all the middle border teams that we played, Amory, Osceola. Now we played Baldwin. I think we played most of those schools. I mean, I think Osceola is probably going to walk right through that conference. But for us to turn around and say, geez, we've got Rice Lake. They've got a Division I basketball player that if she ever played volleyball, she'd probably be Division I, definitely in that. Then you turn around.
Yeah, you missed that, Moose.
Yeah.
Holy
really?
man, she can jump.
She can jump. And they had another gal, 6'2", on that team. But so the Tigers took them. Now all of a sudden we turn around, play Osceola, probably the top by far team in the middle border, took them, beat them in 3, had to come from behind. And now, like, Julianna's, she's right, though. You look at how tough Hudson is in volleyball. River Falls is extremely tough. Tonight, Memorial will be tough. Chippewa Falls, who we beat twice last year, somebody said, oh, you got to see them. They're a whole revamped team. And I'm like, man alive, there's just no letting
big
up.
rivers.
Yeah, it's just no
like
letting
we said,
up.
Chip, they a few years ago, they were winning. I mean, so they know how to win. Hudson, where did they make it to last year? Was it? They made state, didn't they?
Yeah.
Was it
Hudson,
second?
They beat us in the second round. I know that.
Hudson went to state.
They
I
went to
believe,
state.
Yeah.
They had a run, and actually, I know their coach
Yeah.
pretty well. She rehabbed Cooper's knee.
Yeah, so it's been fun. Well, let's talk a little bit. We'll leave football for the end. I know soccer. They were playing on last Tuesday, lost to Memorial. I don't know if we've talked about that yet, but they're playing tonight. So I think they're still just learning through young team, young goalie, right?
Yeah, they're switching out. They do have a senior goalie. I don't know names very well, but they do have a senior goalie they played, and then they had the freshman in there the second half. So, just getting to know each other. On the field, like you said, a lot of new players out there this year. Couple returning, juniors from last year, but definitely, I think they can be okay. Hold their own in the big rivers like they always do.
Yeah, that's good. One thing I want to talk about is I did see Kendra Christensen. She continues to run really well for cross country, so that cross country team has kind of reloaded.
Yeah.
Kind of like we talk in football with Mara Benedict graduating and moving on. You got Kendra Christensen coming up, so that's good. I did go on Monday was tennis, so with Grayson playing, I did watch that. So 2 sophomores, one from Amory, one from New Richmond, Lindsay Ritzer, and Mr. Halverson's daughter. Luke Halverson was the 8th grade teacher over there at New Richmond. Now he went back to Amory. His daughter is phenomenal. They played, guys, a 2 hours and 50-minute match.
Wow.
Really?
And Lindsay
2
Ritz,
hours and 50 minutes?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Lindsay lost the first set, won the second set, and then won the tiebreaker.
Oh, wow.
So it was tiebreaker was 10-7. It was a great match.
Wow.
And, tennis with deuce, right?
Yeah.
Advantage in, out. I mean, that thing just drug on and on. Graceland ended up playing her match, which I thought went long. And that she started after Lindsay get back up, and I watched finished the set number 2 and watched the tiebreaker.
That's got to be tiring.
Oh, my gosh.
That's got to be really tiring.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's a little slow, obviously, for somebody that's used to volleyball, basketball, or football, but it's fun, and it's fun watching good tennis players in person, so that's kind of cool. I don't have much on golf. I did see Alex Wold that night, and she shot a 46. So I think the golf team is off and running, doing well, just young, right? They got a young.
And Big Rivers is tough, and they're tough in golf as well. So,
and we got to touch on somebody I did see, Miley Covey. She got to give a shout out to Miley Covey, the basketball player. She did end up tearing her knee, her ACL, so she's rehabbing that. Surgery was on I think Tuesday after Labor Day. So praying that she heals quick and fast, and hopefully we'll see her back. Hoping for track. I mean that's a quick recovery.
Wow,
but
that would be awesome.
Well, Tavian Brandt's doing it right. He came back for track, and his surgery was later than Miley. So
that's how hard you work it.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
They
Miley,
can work it. That's the hard part.
Right. Miley, she'll work it hard. So hopefully she gets back. Cause we're gonna miss her on the basketball court, but you got to rehab, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of something tomorrow, we got the biggest rival probably in New Richmond with the Hudson Raiders. We got to travel down to the south, to the old western side of the state. Southwest, right?
Yeah.
10, 15 miles away. Hudson Raiders.
Yeah.
Big game.
Raider Stadium.
It's going to be a blast. But, hey, Tigers opened up Big Rivers Conference and beat the River Falls Cardinals. Moose was watching from afar.
Chippewa Falls Cardinals.
Sorry, Chippewa Falls. I said River Falls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
And what a good game. That was fun to watch, right? It was close at half.
It was
and
a
then
very close game.
the defense started to show up.
I was going through my software, right, kind of getting ready for this week, and it's like I always delete the replay save, right? We always save it when we're done, the replay save. And I was just like, delete. That's all the touchdown replays.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, you go back to that game, though, Moose. That offensive line for Chippewa Falls, I don't know if we'll ever, I mean, it'd be tough for us to ever see a line that big again.
They
The
were
big
huge.
boys.
Oh, my goodness. They probably averaged 6'5", 285.
Yeah. they
They had a 6'7",
Wow.
300. They had a
285, 265 were the ones
300,
where we're
right.
6'7" that were going somewhere. They had a 300-pound center. They had multiple 280, 300-pounders on the team. The line looked huge. But give credit to our defensive line who didn't give up.
Right.
And Reggie dialed up the pressure and was able to, they did get away for a couple long runs, But beyond that,
but you got to make a move, right? Like I love when Reggie does that, because then if you send that extra guy or two in and you're dialing up some pressure, those guys got to take an extra step and be quick about it. So.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I think the biggest turning point in that game, second half, was when Talon Schultz went down. Unfortunately, sounds like he may have sprained his Achilles. But I think, no, thank goodness it's not a tear. Sounds like it may be a couple-week thing. I talked to his dad, at least on Messenger. Sounds like maybe a couple weeks. So they need him back. I think you take him out of the offense, and Chippewa Falls is going to struggle.
Yeah, I mean, we were already turning it with turnovers by far, but I would agree you could see the speed in him. You know, I go back to when he tried to jump over and Mr. Fitzgerald said, not today.
Not here.
Probably wasn't the best idea, in my opinion.
Right.
Ooh. But Jack was there, and but defensively, they just, first half, I just felt like they just weren't tackling, just missed assignments, but my gosh, they really got together in the second half. And then it's all, I mean, our running game is rolling, guys. That, you know, they had a couple of those big offensive linemen. They flipped them at times on the D-line. But, man, our O-line is in sync right now.
Right.
It's fun to watch.
It is.
I mean, Austin Whittick is coming off, and he's getting a lot of his bigger runs kind of off guard, off tackle. But holy smokes, blocking downfield, just and his speed, that 186, 84, 86, you saw that replay?
Yeah.
He ran away from that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought he was going to get caught. And you were kind of a little bit more bold and thinking he was gone. But, wow. That was very fun to watch.
He's a stud.
It's fun. It's fun for me to. It like gives me goosebumps thinking about the old line playing well, because that's what I played in high school. So it's. But they're just. I know, boys. Calm down. But it's fun to hear that, because you don't. The O line, I will always try and praise them as much as I can. But with a running game like Reggie has dialed up in that team, Reggie and Jason, like you said, there's always a hole to get 5 yards. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, you know, you had Nick just. Really is running the offense well. We kind of talked about it multiple times. I would love to see a little bit more passing out of it, right? And I think we're going to see it just week after week. Nick probably didn't have the best passing game. He missed a couple receivers, but holy smokes, is he dialed in on, you know, keeping it or not keeping it, whether it's a true read or not, like you've always said.
Yes, for sure.
And Moose, you kind of brought up too, like when is it a read versus not, but he's making really good decisions, and he's getting some nice chunks.
But they have to respect.
Oh, he looks good. His speed is – it's a difference maker out there, guys, right now. He's down about 15 to 20 pounds, I think, and you can see it.
But you have to respect the running backs, because you get a couple that pop off for 10 yards each time. You're like, dang it. And then all of a sudden you got – how big is he? Like what's Nick's size? Like
6'5", 220.
6'5", 220 quarterback lowering his shoulder at you, and you're like, what?
This is going to hurt.
Well,
but especially when he gets to the secondary, those little –
yeah.
Well, remember you got the wisdom of Gibby over here. It's a business decision.
It's a business decision, yeah.
And there was a few business decisions made that they might have made a wrong choice, if you ask me.
Exactly.
So, I think not Tavian. Holy man, I'm going to get there. Austin right now is averaging, I think he's got 48 carries for over 560, or he's averaging 12 yards a carry.
Yeah, and I think he almost averaged close to 20 on Friday night.
He had 11 carries for 202, so just a tad under 20 yards a carry. So, and again, you know, there was a couple, you know, if there was more length in the field, he would have had it.
Oh, yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
But I think, you know, what's going to be exciting, though, is watching is what are we going to see as we get closer now and deeper into the big rivers, the Hudsons, River Falls is playing really well. Like we like to say, the Cedar Lake race to the finish. What are we going to see? You know, we got to continue. I think we got to see the passing game open up, and I think that's what you're going to see this Friday. Tomorrow night, you're going to see that.
Does anybody know the forecast for tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, if it's going to be anything like tonight, man, it's going to be a heck of a weather matchup for the Tigers versus the Raiders, because it is beautiful out there right
tomorrow
now.
Is a chance of thunderstorms. Got a high of 83, partly sunny, very warm. A thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. So it could be humid, probably cool off. So you're probably looking mid to upper 70s if that thunderstorm rolls through.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But, hey, back to the vital system stats of the week. It definitely goes to Austin Whittick, 11 carries, 202 yards, 4 touchdowns, right? He had the one through the air where you and I were kind of laughing on the replay. I don't know if you listened to the replay. You line Austin Whittick out there, and you got nobody worrying about him. A guy who is already has, you know.
What?
Yeah, 6 or 7 touchdowns rushing. You line him up there. You had 2 defenders peering into the backfield.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? At the snap of the ball, they took a step towards Nick. It's like you're leaving this guy open.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally
And he just
Simple
went right
pitch and
by
catch.
A little slant, boom,
Yeah.
gone.
Yep, simple pitch and catch.
So-
That was an awesome play.
That's what Nick needs that to get a little more confidence.
Yeah,
Get his more timing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
going to need it tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to need it tomorrow. So, again, we get the Hudson Raiders. We'll be down in there. We're going to break the news. It's sad. Scrib and Gib will not be on the call tomorrow. We've decided to let Brinkman and Strand take over. We want to give them some opportunities to grow and develop in their career as announcers. So we're doing that. We feel it's for the best of the business, Gibby.
I think my comment to Brinkman today was, we're going to do so good, we're going to kick these guys off.
Oh, possibly.
Well,
Probably
we'll
not.
see.
I just like giving you guys a hard time.
But what do you guys, Gibby, specifically looking? What I know, looking ahead to the game, what I've been hearing is they got a pretty good defensive line, big. Now, I've talked to some people from Menominee that played him, and they're like, we're able to move the ball, but they are a pretty big line. What are you looking for out of the game?
Well, I think it all starts with the running game, obviously, offensively, but Nick is going to have to he'll have to have more stats than he's ever had all year in regards to passing yards. I think they're going to sell out to the run. I think Hudson's good enough and deep enough where they can do that. Now, again, I think we have the best backfield in the conference by far, but that's going to be they're going to stack up for that. So I think Nick's going to have to, the pass, the run's going to have to set up the pass. Let's put it that way. Defensively, I think we're just going to have to play a sharp game and be able to tackle. We did miss some tackles last week, but again, it's just play Tiger football, right? The other thing is I will mention is that we have to clean it up. There was a lot of flags on the ground last week, Scrib.
Yeah, which is kind of unusual, right? We've talked about it in Strand. You always talk about it, right? Like penalty-free, no turnovers, stuff like that. We're going to need a clean game. We got, is it Adair's coming back, the quarterback. He can throw. They got Murtha. He's big. He's about maybe even taller than Lassard. I don't think he's the same player as Lassard, but a different player, right?
Right.
But I think they're going to pull. It's going to be a fun. Defensively, it's going to come down to us getting stops. I'm with you. I think offensively, we've seen it so far, 3 games in, that it's going to be tough to stop our offense. But defensively, we're going to have to rise. We've been seeing the growth from week 1 to week 3. Just like last year, we saw the defense get better, and better. I'm looking forward to a strong defensive game out of the Tigers and more of number 1 up and down the field. What do you got, Moose?
If both teams look like they, on paper, I just kind of actually glanced at it today, which I don't normally do. But, I think it's a turnover battle. We got to take care of the ball. You guys talked about cleaning it up. I more or less, if we can keep the ball and do something with it every time, and they're going to score. I just kind of watching last week's game, like you said, clean up some of the tackles. Just a little bit messy in the first quarter, or first half maybe. But keep the ball. Don't fumble. If you got to punt, you got to punt. But just win that turnover battle and trust both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I love that. All right, well, that's your Tiger round. We got about 5 more minutes. We got to get to it. College Badgers looked a little better. Minnesota played a high school team. They literally scored 59 points in the first half, 66-0. They
ran out of fireworks,
yeah.
They said. They couldn't when they scored.
Yeah, they did. They
had to
that
stop
last on
doing
the
the
sign.
fireworks.
We're out of fireworks.
Just so you know, the Vikings ran out of room for their Super Bowl trophies because they didn't build a trophy room.
Yep.
No, but it's going to be fun. I know both of us are going to be down at the Badger Bama game, so that'll be fun to see. Like, can the Badgers go down and shock them? It'll be a blast to be down there, but it'll be fun to see. But let's talk Week 1 NFL. Moose, how did your team do?
They had a comeback win.
I heard.
I heard. I didn't even watch it.
Well, of course
I
you
was
did,
busy, you
because
guys.
you're
Come on.
always going to say that until they're like, 10-1.
No,
and
I go back and look at highlights. I don't have time to watch a game. I don't sit that long, you guys. Do you guys not know me by now? When I'm sitting, I'm working typically. But I did very much so. Just some of the highlights, some of the comments and stuff that I read. I enjoy watching Kevin O'Connell and a young quarterback, and this is the one that he picked out. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I hope it goes away for him. He's kind of a quarterback whisperer in a sense. I don't think they'll have the same as they did with Darnold last year, but definitely I think J.J. McCarthy I think he's the real deal, but he's the real deal because he has the right coach, and
Sure.
that's where I'm at.
That's a good point.
Wow. I mean, that might have been the most intelligent thing I've heard him talk about the
Probably.
Vikings in
I will
like
agree
4
with you on
years,
that one.
because you're not singing the song, you're not doing this. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, Gibby, Our Packers won. They're going to be playing here tonight because we're shooting this on Thursday. So in about 30 minutes they'll be on. What did you see out of the Packers? I did not get to watch them, unfortunately.
You didn't?
No, because we had softball. I mean, I saw a little bit on Brennan's phone, but it was kind of more through the phone, so I didn't really get to watch it.
Honestly, I felt that was one of the most dominant performances I've seen the Packers in a long time. And I say that because I'm such a defensive-minded coach, and it was a defensive-led game, I believe. I mean, the Packers came out. I mean, let's face it, when Micah Parsons was the last one, of course, they announced to come running out of the tunnel. They said they could feel the whole stadium shake when he ran out. So. But in having him coming on the field it was electric. It was fun. So,
yeah, I agree. I think it'll be fun. Well, we're going to have to this is probably the time to say, hey, the Scrib and Gib podcast is out because they're playing music. You don't want to see Scrib and Gib and I dance.
We might get flagged on YouTube for this one.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, that's it here for the Scrib and Gib podcast show live from Julianna's house, the Tiger Den, as we like to call it, or the Tiger Gym here in New Richmond. We're going to, Gib and I are going to turn the camera around. We're going to watch a little Big Rivers Conference volleyball. Again, thank you to our sponsors. Check out Custom HVAC Solutions. Hey, their solution of the week is get a Tiger win.
Yes, there we go. And our new sponsor and our garage condos that we shot a few weeks ago, which was fun. That was awesome. So check them out, north side of town.
All right, that's it for the Scrib and Gib here in Linda's booth up on top in the gym. I'm Scrib.
And I'm Gib.
And we got Moose on the loose.